Welcome to SoundOff, the technology talk show that keeps you up to date. From Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia, I'm Bentley, here with Taylor and Juan, and today we're going to discuss virtual reality.
Virtual reality is being integrated into our everyday lives. It's no longer an expensive and distant technology. It's not limited to people in the Matrix or in sci-fi movies. Virtual reality isn't some scary force here to replace our everyday reality. It's here to help it. Virtual reality is here to stay and is being applied everywhere, from schools to the workplace. Let's hear about how current researchers are feeling about the increasing popularity of virtual reality from author of 3D User Interfaces, Theory and Practice, and director of the Center for Human-Computer Interaction at Virginia Tech, Dr. Doug Bowman.
To allow us to do things that we can't do in reality. And that plays into applications like education, for example, being able to shrink yourself down to the size of an atom, or being able to experience what it's like to be at the site of a nuclear disaster. So basically, transporting people into places and experiences that are impossible to experience in real life. And the fidelity of the system doesn't have to be perfect in order to get those educational experiences, those learning experiences, those life experiences to have an impact and for you to understand them.
Well, we hope after this program, we can dispel any of those crazy rumors and really show people what virtual reality can do. We all looked at VR separately this week, and we all came up with different topics to talk about. But they all had one thing in common. All of our research shows that virtual reality will soon become a part of our regular everyday lives. Let's start with Bentley and what she found.
Sure, so I found that virtual reality is really coming into the entertainment realm and doing a really good job of bringing history forward. So I looked at paleontology, who are now borrowing CT scans from hospitals in order to create really detailed images of fossils, and then they take those and create a virtual environment so they can create prehistoric and ancient habitats to show people what these fossils would have looked like in real time. And then also in Hollywood, they're starting to talk about historical events like Anne Frank and World War II, and they're making them into virtual reality films so we can actually feel what it would be like to be in Anne Frank's annex. I'm really excited to see when they come out, and I'll be interested to know how they distribute it because not everyone really has the capability to watch virtual reality films.
That's entertaining for sure, but your virtual reality can definitely overlap with mine. Imagine how amazing it would be to watch that Anne Frank film while learning about World War II in the 8th grade. But it doesn't have to be all that serious. Professor Bowman told us about a new game that's being tested with middle schoolers.
Multiple students, all with game controllers, all interacting on a shared view of the 3D environment, and they have to work together to solve problems to get the factory up and running. And it turns out that certainly leads to more engagement, and in some cases leads to more learning.
I'm not surprised how VR has the potential of enhancing students' learning experience. Fortune magazine recently published an article about the use of virtual reality in K-12 schools. San Francisco Unified School District and Polk County Public Schools in Florida have actually started using a virtual reality application, Nearpod VR, in their classrooms. These students are able to take virtual field trips to over 25 countries using Google Cardboard. They can visit the pyramids of Egypt, Great Wall of China, and even to the outer space.
Now, we didn't take any middle schoolers on virtual field trips, but we did show our friends the New York Times virtual reality app with Google Cardboard. Let's take a look.
Oh, this is awesome. It's like it's like an artist's workshop right now, and he's talking right over here. But like depending on where I look, I can look around to other spots, so I can see like his other artwork on different parts of the wall.
After experiencing this technology today, I think it could almost be applied in every aspect of our human life.
I thought it was sort of, I've heard about the Oculus Rift and all like these companies that are into it now, but I still kind of thought of it like an arcade kind of gimmick.
I think it's great. I really loved it.
We use this just for fun, but there are many possible applications for this in a professional setting. There's a lot of research out there supporting the use of VR exposure therapy to help people face and overcome their phobias through a safe and controlled virtual environment. For example, Samsung has latched onto this concept in its recent Be Fearless ad campaign. Their content features young people, specifically millennials, facing fears like public speaking and fear of heights in real life after several trials with VR headgear. Nearly 9 in 10 people with a fear of heights reduced their anxiety levels. We asked some of our interviewees how they felt about VR exposure therapy on Google Cardboard.
That would be weird. I think my biggest fear would probably be a bunch of spiders. That would be terrible. I would hate it. I would probably hate it.
I think it would still be scary. Like when I was doing this driving one, even though the video was me in a car, my balance got a little put off when the car was going on some of the more steep turns. So yeah, I think I've seen people do with the headphones on. So when your eyes are completely fooling you and your ears are fooling you, I think you would still be very afraid.
Do you think you could get over your fear of spiders
No.
with enough exposure?
No.
Why
Okay,
not?
maybe. I don't know. It'd be hard. It'd be weird though. It looked like they were right there. That's what's creepy. So like I'd look other ways and they'd be like coming at me. I don't know. It'd be odd.
It's powerful even with very, very low fidelity virtual environments. But there's lots of work that shows that this is effective. And the cool thing about it is that it's not just effective in the virtual world, but it transfers over to the real world. So when people kind of practice habituating themselves to these scary environments virtually, they're actually more willing to put themselves in those situations in reality. And that's really nice. So it's not just an effect that we see in the technological realm. It's actually affecting people's real lives.
I mean, there's no limit to the use of virtual reality, and the basic game can be used by middle schoolers and a lot of different firms, and to anyone.
It'll definitely be fascinating to see where this heads. In the meantime, everyone at home should use your own set of Google Cardboard and see what you think. Good, bad, crazy, cool? Let us know.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to SoundOff.